While I was at my local grocery shop, I found these beauties. Just look at them. Aren't they so beautiful? And my first thought was, they're just too pretty to eat. And I wanted to take, in fact, I actually did take a photograph of it in my shopping cart at the grocery store so I could have a reference of this. And I thought I would love to be able to paint these mushrooms. They are just like, there's tiny ones and then 3 big ones and I think some tiny ones way down there. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and buy them. They were ridiculously expensive, organic. But I thought, hey, with the purchase of these mushrooms, I could actually get 2 uses out of them. One, artistic, where I can draw, study, and possibly create a little painting on these mushrooms. And secondly, I can always eat them when I'm done. So they smell very, very mushroomy in a good way, like healthy. So here are these little mushrooms. These are called Trumpet Royal. So it looks like inside here, I can take them out without destroying them. Okay, so I got these 2 here that are beautifully connected together. A little bit on the back side that's not so pretty, but this part is very pretty. I love this. And underneath, just those gills, I think that's what they're called. I'm not super mushroom knowledgeable, but so delicate. I feel like anytime I'm going to push on this, I'm going to kind of dent the mushrooms. Those 2. And then this one, which I think actually did grow. It just kind of came off when I took it out of the package because it just fits so beautifully right there. As another little mushroom. Maybe up a little bit closer like that. Oh, so cute. And then probably my favorite, which are these tiny little mushrooms. And a couple of them didn't grow very well, like that one's kind of yucky. But look at these. Aren't these just so beautiful? I know, I'm weird. And I'm going to do a little watercolor study. I clean my table off. So I've got some watercolor paper here, some water right here, and my water palette. I think first I'm going to go ahead and just do a very light sketch of them. So let me grab a pencil. I really actually want a graphite pencil. Normally I sketch using a colored pencil of some sort. But for this one I feel like I really want an actual pencil, which now that I want an actual art pencil, I can't find it. Here we go. Here's my art pencil. I love my art pencil. Well, it's so cute. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of decide how I want this to look on this painting. I think I'll go this way. And just kind of sketch it out. You know, the smell actually reminds me of when I used to work at Pizza Hut and made pizzas. And the smell of putting in the fresh mushrooms into the bin. Yep, that's what it smells like. And that's what I love about finding inspiration, is you just don't need to be in the middle of the country to be able to find beautiful nature. You could be at your local grocery store. It's just keeping your eyes open and waiting for the moment. I've gone into my grocery store hundreds of times and have never seen anything like this before. I mean, they have the regular little mushrooms, which I always thought was cute, but never have seen them carry anything like this before. I never really thought about, you know, the possibility of buying produce to create art. But actually, when I purchased these, the lady who was checking me out, the clerk, held the package and she was like, "These are so beautiful. I just couldn't hardly eat them." And that's why I was like, me too. I'm going to draw a picture of these. So the angle that you guys are seeing them is definitely not the angle that I'm seeing when I'm drawing them. I'm at a slightly different angle. So I really want to get some of these gills under here. So I'm drawing more of that angle, I guess, is what I'm seeing. So if you're like, yeah, that doesn't, you've got my perspective off, well, that's why. And again, I'm sketching these out in pencil. For one, I think pencil looks a lot better with watercolor because I want that kind of sketchy underline. But two, it's so much easier to fix any kind of errors and mistakes that I might have if you start off with a pencil. Okay, I've got these two pretty much sketched in. I'll use them again for reference when I start adding color. But I'm going to go ahead and look at this one and see about, decide if I want it, because that's the fun thing is about this is having real life is you have the possibility of changing the angles, looking at it differently to see what works the best. So I actually think, even though this probably was right next to each other like this, which is pretty cute, I'm going to turn it, I think, just a little bit like so, and still have it tucked up under here. So there we have our initial sketch. I can go back and kind of clean up some of my lines. That's why it's really important that you use really light pressure when you're doing your first sketch. That way it can easily be cleaned up and you're not going to see those lines once you paint. I want to see some of the sketch lines, but the ones that I want to use, not the ones I don't want to use. A few of these lines are a little too dark even for me, so I'm going to use a gummy eraser or a kneaded eraser, and I'm going to warm it up by kneading it. And once it's kind of warmed up just a little bit, I'm just going to push it on there and give it a little twist. And that's just going to lift up some of the lead lines a little bit, kind of clean up. It lightens the darker ones, removes the lighter ones. Little pieces of mushroom on my paper. So I'm curious, how many of you guys like mushrooms? Maybe not even so much to eat, but you just think they're so cute to look at. I always have to stop when I'm out for a walk if I see little mushrooms growing, and this is the season for them right now, early or mid-fall, going into winter. There just seems to be mushrooms everywhere around where I live. Now that the rains have set in, they'll probably all turn pretty mushy pretty quick, but they are so pretty. My favorites are the classic red ones with the white spots, which every once in a while they will grow around here. I'm sure they're highly poisonous, but they are so pretty to look at. And there we go. There is my little sketch of some mushrooms. Slightly different perspective. I'm going to put these back into the little box that they came in so I can look at them when I start to do the painting. I think this is just about done. I usually let my paintings rest for a day or so and then come back to them and take a peek and fix any little details. So if I change anything, I will insert a picture right here of the final piece so that you can see it in all its up close and mushroomy glory. So now there's only one thing left to do with these beautiful and delicious looking mushrooms.